In the distance, a strange hairy form floats between trees. A floating dog head, a ghostly damn entity. Near the horizon, spores begin to smoke. Doghead's ears come to attention as he flies towards the source of the sound. Doghead halts, looming above a slug. He prepares to devour what looks to be a glistening dollop of deliciousness.
Oh, God, you reek.
I ate some rotten mud.
You look like rotten mud. Rotten. That's cute. Actually, let me smell it again. You're a sweet, sad mudhead. You're a mudhead. My mudhead.
You don't know me. You don't know me.
Doghead locks gaze with the space slug. Their eyes engage in slow motion dance. Time becomes viscous. Breaking the trance, Doghead trepidatiously tries to eat the space slug once again. The space slug stiffens, personifying a mighty, muscular, flipping off middle finger.
Mud! Mud! I've been looking for you!
I can't sit here and die starving, listening to your silly wormhole make silly wormhole hole sounds.
I've been you in your shitty predicament. I'm here. I'm here to help you. And not in the form of sustenance. I can tell you like me.
I'd like to eat you.
I'm so happy that he looks good on camera. Yeah. Like, I like it. I kind of put some weight on you, huh? Like when I pull on the brow, you gotta pull against me.
I can't sit here and die starving, listening to your silly wormhole make silly wormhole hole sounds. I can't sit here and die starving, listening to your silly wormhole make silly wormhole hole sounds.
What do you think? I think you're doing the mouth great.
Yeah, I like the mouth. The mouth looks like good.
The brow's just like an experiment in an additional bit of character, you know?
Yeah, I feel freer without you there.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it feels like it's like too much distortion.
Yeah, I almost like...
Yes, that's the shit right there. Yeah, where it's like you just see a little flex.
It's like there's this fine line where I can see both of his eyes and I can also see some of that mouth and teeth.
Yeah.
When his mouth opens, and that feels like that's like always the best.
Yeah.
For me, it's interesting because in some ways we're like retroactively designing this puppet as like a muff, you know?
As a muff?
As like an arm muff. It's like what women would wear where they like
to
warm their arms, their hands and forearms.
Yeah.
I'm going in the sides and I'm like cupping it here with my two hands, like the jaw. It's like fingers are going into the side of the jaw, the upper and lower. Does that make sense?
Whoa.
Because I'm kind of doing that. You know
well, wait
I mean?
a second then. Let's see here.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah.
I mean, because we're kind of
like what if you carved very delicately carved handholds on the sides so your hands went inside the puppet instead of in the exterior of the puppet.
Yeah.
I feel like it would work. You'd actually have less foam to deal with too. Like the whole puppet would be more flexible, right? So
it's like if I was going to go in the back, I would want to be able to scoop in. Does that make sense? Like I'd want to scoop in so my thumbs were the top part.
You'd have full control.
Going like this, like.
Wow.
But I don't know if you want to do that.
But I mean, the amount of post-production that could save me?
Crazy page idea, I guess, but...
What if someone's, like, trying to guide a floating motion? Just lightly. Just some tension.
I can't sit here and die starving, listening to your silly wormhole make silly wormhole hole sound.
It's possible. I mean, I think it might add something, just a little bit like
Okay,
weird,
let me
surreal.
try
Sure.
without a second person. Like,
I can't sit here and die starving, listening to your silly wormhole make silly wormhole hole sound.
Oh, even that's a
I
different
can't sit
feel.
here and die starving, listening to your silly wormhole make silly wormhole hole sound.
Let me tell you a secret. Let me tell you a secret. I like apple pie and cheddar cheese and cheddar cheese. Hey there. Hey there. Let me tell you a secret. I like apple pie. Apple pie. And cheddar cheese. 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 What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at?
yeah, I feel like getting under it like this is helpful to squeeze it versus like from below. It feels very different.
Can I give it a feel just to see if
Yeah.
I can? I'm just trying to see if I can limit my fingers.
I can't sit here and die starving, listening to your silly wormhole make silly wormhole hole sound.
I mean, the motion is so good that if I have to like key out and roto in hair and track it to the body, I will, because
Like, you need the squeeze.
I love
Like,
the squeeze. I
yeah.
need to see it. It's so cool. And I can't think of another way to do this. If I could hold it out like this, that would be great. It's just, and this is the 85mm lens, it's just really hard to pop it like this.
See you. I see you.
Floating, moving backwards and forwards.
You. So. So hungry. So hungry. Look into my eyes.
Keep it moving. Always keep it moving. Moving forward, moving backwards, moving up, moving down.
Look,
Words that are aggressive
move forward. You move forward.
when he's whispering or scared.
I don't know you. Yeah. You're a creepy little worm. You don't know what you're talking about. Nice shoes. Got any milk? Got any milk? Got any milk? I miss my mother.
I can't sit here and die starving, listening to your silly wormhole make silly wormhole hole sound.
I've been looking for you. 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 I've been looking for you.
I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you.
I've been looking for you.
You see the tongue?
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it needs to get pulled out a little further.
Like, do you like seeing the tongue?
I don't mind it, yeah. It's
Okay.
cool. Yeah, it's a nice prop effect, you know?
And that's fine if I'm kind of like breathing like that as I'm coming in, like.
I mean, 100%, yeah, totally.
You kind of see the tongue.
It's amazing.
Okay, cool. That's what I was seeing for. All right, sweet.
The joke is
Yeah.
that they've been intimately staring into each other's eyes pretty close, like as close as we can get.
Yeah, I feel like
Yes,
I feel like
like,
this would be.
That's
to
about
me.
as close as you can get.
And I just like how you can see both of his eyes. You know, you see how
Yes.
there's like.
Yeah.
It really looks like he's like looking into the eyes.
This is, I guess, kind of fine for timing, but all we
Yeah.
need you to do is to come in,
Yeah.
and then I sniff, and then I hold and say lines.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let me smell it again. You come in, sniff, sniff, sniff. Lines, 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 lines. Done.
Okay. Cool. Let's do that again.
Breaking the trail. Doghead trepidatiously tries to eat the space slug once again.
So right then, on that line,
Yeah.
listening to J-Tram, Space Slug trepidatiously tries to eat the space slug once again. Eats at the
Eats.
end of that line.
Okay.
So up until
Once
that
again, so it's like he's telling what's going to happen, and then I go and do it.
yeah, and up
Okay.
until that point, it's basically tension.
Yeah, the growling / holding /
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after the bite, after the little fight, I don't know what we'll do.
Yeah.
I think we need to decide how many times you're going to try to bite me, because we do have. Oh yeah. And then I sit here and just do this, angry, and you're backing off, confused, like what the fuck? And then you're like confused by what the fuck just you got attacked by a space slug. And oh yeah, that's cool. Isn't that cool alone? Like
Maybe he should just be chewing gum the whole time. Like, let me just push this tongue out.
And what do you think about the one attack or two attacks?
I
I
feel
think
like
one attack is cleaner in a way.
Let's try one attack.
Although two or three attacks is like crazy.
Let's try one. Let's try one.
Let's try one.
And then if that doesn't work, let's try two. I feel like my impulse is
Well,
to
it's
want to
like-
go in twice.
It feels like in a way that like you do one attack,
Yeah.
but then the space slug's like once, and then he's like, fuck you too. and then again.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll try doing one, but like yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking the trail. Doghead trepidatiously tries to eat the space slug once again. The space slug stiffens.
Wait, what happened there?
I went in
Okay.
into your mouth.
Too much. Oh,
I went right into your mouth. You ate me.
I've been looking for
I'm too-
you.
breaking the trance. Doghead trepidatiously tries to eat the space slug once again. The space slug stiffens, personifying a mighty, muscular, flipping off middle finger.
Are my hands crossing over with the space slug at all?
No.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at you here. Are we looking at each other?
Yep.
Mud, I've been looking for you. Mud, I've been looking for you.
You're a sweet, sad mudhead. You're a mudhead. My mudhead.
Mud, I've been looking for you. Mud, I've been looking for you. You're a sweet, sad mudhead. You're a mudhead. My mudhead. Mud! I've been looking for you.
Okay, this is the first shot. We've got the background plate, like a split screen scenario. So did a little matte painting there, cut this out, cut out the rod there, added back in the space slug body, a split screen sort of situation. But pretty much a final composite minus the head. Play it back a little bit. The next level was rendered that all out as a whole QuickTime, and then composited the head on top of that. Which if I go deeper in, all the way back deep into the pre-comps, we have a keyed out version, the original footage. There's that final composite. What I'm not showing is the extent of work that went into tracking and stabilizing and rotoing. Here's just a little taste of that. For masking out the eye and then also tracking the motion of the eye. Okay, this shot is very intimidating to break down the composite because it's massive, and these are just the main comps and layering, and there's many pre-comps. Oof, where do I start? Oh God. Just even this, I readjusted the timing on the slug action and hand painted frames in the final stage. So you can see I just did a little nudging so that I could get better timing. It's just a little bit more clunky and a little bit more floaty. And then this is with the hand-painted Photoshop frames. It's a little bit more weight, a little bit more anticipation. I just tried to sweeten it up a little bit. Still trying to keep that handcrafted feel, hand puppeted feel. But, you know, this puppet was very difficult to puppeteer. So a little digital effects really sweetens the situation. Which I did in Photoshop just by painting, hand painting. So we will turn off the final files. And we will get into the nitty-gritty of the full composite. The raw footage. There we go. This is just a background plate, clean background. On top of that, we have the space slug. See what we have here inside our pre-comp. taking out the rods that were there. You know, I tried doing this through Mocha, and it's just as fast to do it by hand. It's such a complicated roto and fast moving action that's just, I just did it all by hand. Oh my gosh, it is painful to go back into this, all of this work, and look at it. This is a roto patch, I believe, where the rods were on the slug. If I click it off, yeah, you can see where I filled it back in. Yeah, just like that. If we go inside the pre-comp, you'll see the roto work that I did in Mocha. To get rid of the rods, you have to kind of cut into the slug to completely remove it. And then to really heal the puppet, you have to roto back in. It's just easier that way because you're creating clean forms. Perfectly roto out just the rod, it typically doesn't work so well. You end up seeing a little bit of flicker on the side of the body. Well, let's take a look at it in Mocha, see the work that I did in there. We got a bunch of masks, whole bunch. Lots of tedious work. Insane amount of roto happening. All right. Okay, so I believe at that point the slug is good. The slug is in the scene. The rods are removed. And it's interacting with the full environment. Okay, we're getting into the dog head layers. And if I turn on the very first ones, what you have are just bottom sections of hair that I attached to the bottom of the dog head. Fake motion blur. They have a puppet effect on there to deform it. If the motion track didn't work perfectly or the form looks odd, I do a little puppet animation. There you can see that. Kind of odd to look at it just as a separated piece of hair. It's just a photo element, matte painted from the original footage. We have some top hair to the dog head that's been motion tracked and hand animated. We've got the keyed out sections of the dog head to key out Mark in his green suit, my puppeteer homie. We've got the dog head with no key, but masked, integrated into the original footage. Any bit of the footage that was totally usable, that didn't need masking out or correction from Mark, the puppeteer, behind the dog head. So all those hair pieces are basically to make up for the fact that the green screen didn't work out so well, and they needed to like paint back in hair. Green screen only goes so far. The back end of the dog head as well, which I added back. Now we have eyes, the digital eyes. All the digital blinks, which you can see here. I think I added in pieces to make it look more organic, because the digital blinks are done with the puppet tool. It's not bad, but it is composed of, there's the basic animation. I really wanted it to look like an animatronic eye, so I knew I needed to go there's some shadow effects on the eye. Oh yeah, let's look at the eyeball. Simply done with After Effects CC Sphere filter. There's the original texture. Oh, there it is. You know, you've got all the animated properties for rotation there. And this whole artwork is tracked and masked to the face. It's quite easy to do when the dog head is just sort of floating around and not changing perspective. Oh, look at one of his eyes is not on. What did I forget? Here we go. There we go. I added some little teeth. Oh my god, the work I did that you barely even see. Little teeth popping through. If we go into Mocha, I think you'll see just a ton of masks on this clip. There's the mouth track. Tracking the mouth at the beginning so I can add little teeth. Here is the brow track. It's very subtle, but I added a little bit of animation to the brow to make it a little bit more angry. We've got left eye, right eye, the top, the brow. Oh yeah, that one. Let's turn them all on. All these areas that I motion track to add in hair or eyes or animated features on the face. Yeah, that was just for the beginning. I was adding a lot more animation and motion there. Okay. Let's just start turning on the layers. So you get the process. It's just layering and layering and rotary, subtracting and adding, trying to make things more natural, trying to give the characters more emotion. Bunch of patches. What were those for? Oh yeah, it was for matte painting the tongue. I did that throughout that section, and also adding in hair where Rods had taken out hair. Oh yeah, you can see it right on the Space Slug's butt. Had to add back in his tail end to get rid of that little piece of rod right there, and that was custom hand painted. There's little things like adding a bit of the background in to keep it consistent because there was like light fluctuations. Jeez, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Finally at the end of that compositing process. Just nuts. Okay, next scene. Scene 13. Last one. A little bit easier of a comp, which I love. This was the first scene that I did where I effectively added in the 3D eyes, and it worked really well. I was thrilled. Compositing the head was always a difficult part of this scene. So the dog head was shot there, as was the Space Slug, but she, her rod placement was incorrect, so I went and shot her on green screen afterwards. A little shadow for the slug. Here's the slug's body. Let's go take a look at the comp. I think I started subtracting and masking out parts of the body so that the head could effectively composite over top. Oh yes, masking out the rods. These are patches to cover those sections where the rods were removed. And then I shot it on a neutral brown piece of felt in order to get reflective light bouncing back up on the character. It was worth rotoing versus having like this massive amount of spill from the chroma key on the bottom of the puppet. Oh yeah, this is all the rod removal. That was the slug body. Removing the rods. Cleaning up the key out from the original footage, which, oh wait, did I show that? Let's go take a look at the very original footage. And those are the sloppy masks on the original footage. You can see the rods. And then my key out, my key cleaner, my advanced spill, my color correction, and then another key out. And then you add back in an interior mask. There's the inner mask. So I add that back in. So really we're just keying out and detailing a small area that surrounds the silhouette of the character. Okay, head being back added in. Go inside the slug head. Yeah, it's pretty intense in here. Once again, using CC Sphere, I created textures, applied them to CC Sphere, lit them, added additional shadows. Here's the original texture. It's massive, way bigger than it needed to be. But I was kind of thinking about the future of these characters and doing close-ups on these eyes in the future. There's the head. This. Look at this. Junk. Oof. Keyed and stabilized, I think, at this stage. Oof. Looks like garbage. Brought back an inner mat. Probably with mocha. Yeah, brought in the interior of that head. Started masking the shape. Then it looks like I puppeted again. I think what I did was I did some facial animation at this stage. Manipulated the mouth to add more facial animation. That frown there is not something I could attain by hand. It was digital distortions. It's very effects heavy. Over here I added one blink. These are some bad puppeted blinks, which I finessed. Added shadows. Yeah, it's better. It is kind of a cheesy digital effect, but when you add, the eyes back in, the glow turning on and off, works pretty well. Oh yeah, that's the slug head track, which the head is parented to based on the body. I added a shadow to kind of sit him in there a bit better, and then finally added the dog head footage that were shot on location. Now split screen on the right hand side. And that's it for that scene. Okay, breakdown complete.
You're a sweet, sad mudhead. You're a mudhead. My mudhead.